Diane and Denmark here, rah rah rah. Today's video is for you. If you are feeling like your routines have become a chore, or perhaps you have downloaded routine lists or an app, but you're still not checking things off and getting things done, or maybe you're just intrigued at the thought of having a daily routine. If any of those apply to you, you are in the right place. I'm a routines coach and I help people daily to implement good routines and routines that put them back in the centre of their world and help them to get control of their lives. We are working on our evening routine in Flylady land. It's the habit of the month. But today I'm going to be covering all routines. So whatever you've done, just throw away anything that you've heard about routines before or things that you've done with your routines before. We're just going to be looking at why your routines haven't been working and how to make them work. And as usual, it's not going to cost you anything, said the canny Scot. So let's get right into it. And I would suggest that you go and get a piece of paper, a pen, just take a notebook. You absolutely do not have to print out anything. I'm just using these because they're good visuals. And you can find them on my blog. I've got one in kind of colour because I like colour, and one in black and white. So if you are ready to get started, you might wonder why do we even need to write it down? And if you've ever done any form of meditation, you know, you're kind of working on your breathing and your mind wanders, and then probably the person who's doing the meditation will say to you, if your mind wanders, just bring your thoughts back to your breathing. And that's the same with having today's list. It's going to, when your mind wanders, when you go off doing something else, you can come back to your list. You can see where you are, what needs done next. And there's a bit more involved in our list, and I'll go through that right now. Actually, where we're going to start on this is the why. Why are you doing this routine? Is it because it makes your life easier? Because you don't want to have that stress in the morning with shouting at the kids and everything's going a bit crazy? I want you to write down one line of why you want to have the routine, because there's no point in having the routine if you don't know why you want it. And you can keep on coming back to this why am I doing this? Even if I don't feel like doing it, even if I don't want to do it, even if I've got a case of the blahs, why are you doing this? Just put one sentence. We don't need, you know, we're not looking for a half-page essay here. I'm not going to be correcting these for you. The other thing that's really going to keep us on track when our mind wanders, remember with the meditation, when your mind wanders, we're just going to bring our focus back here, is using a timer. I've got one of these wind-up ones that you can actually see the time ticking down, or you could put alarms on your phone. But hold on, let me just switch this one off because it's super noisy. And I want you to put here, what is a reasonable start time? When are you going to start your routine? For example, if it's your afternoon routine, okay, the kids come in the door and they're all going to be here by 4:30. A reasonable start time is 4:30, 4:45. And then work out in your head, just a rough guesstimate, and a guess estimate of when you want to be finished. How long is that routine going to take you? We have these lofty ideas of what we want to do in our routine, but if we don't have a time, a fixed time, a date and a place, I keep on telling you about this, unless you have a time, a date and a place for it, it's probably not going to happen. Again, it's just going to bring us back to say, okay, what are we supposed to be doing, and what time are we starting, and what time are we aiming to be finished? Because when we have that end time, it also keeps us on track. It keeps us focused. And even if we go off course, we can come back and say, oh, let's step it up a bit and get this thing finished. Now, on to the actual things that you're going to put in your routine. And here in Europe, we start our week on Mondays. You can do any day that you like. I've been using the Flylady system since my kids were really small, 2006, I think. And I've made all the mistakes, so I'm your shortcut to success with your routines. I worked as a Flylady premium mentor, and I also did the same mistake at the beginning with having this huge long list of things that we're supposed to be on the evening routine, the afternoon routine. And I'm going to tell you here, we have to look at the things that actually make a difference to our day. And I want you to throw out all the ideas that you have about the Flylady system and what you see on the Flylady website or the ideal morning or evening routine. We're looking at things that really make a difference for you. Perhaps you've been doing the same routine for the last 10 or 15 years. Has your life changed? Has your circumstances changed? Perhaps you're now an empty nester. I'll give you a few things that's changed in our routine since the kids have grown up. Making the kids pack lunches. I used to make the kids pack lunches. That was a really important thing of my evening routine. And then the kids start making their own packed lunches, and now the kids are in their own apartments. So my routine has changed over the years. Think about that. Are you still trying to do a routine that doesn't actually apply to you anymore or doesn't support you anymore? My coaching clients, many of them are working from home, they're teleworking, and something that really helps them is in the morning when the kids go off to school, they actually need to do a quick pooper, a pick up and put away in the kitchen, because that gives them that kind of feeling of being in control, and then they can log onto their computer and start teleworking. It doesn't have to be a classic thing that's on the Flylady list. If you have a small baby in the house, maybe you need to set up what you're going to need for that night feed before you go to bed. Could be that now you are running your dishwasher at a different time of the day, or your washing machine at a different time of the day because of the rising energy costs. All these things can affect how our routines look. If you're a carer, maybe it's really important for you that as soon as you get up in the morning, you take a cup of coffee and you sit outside for 5 minutes before you get on with your duties for the day, just giving yourself a little bit of self-care first up. So think about all the different things that you need in your routine, and we're just going for 3 things, okay? We're not going for huge long lists. I've shown you those before. Not making that mistake. The 3 things are actually going to make a difference and help you. And I've got a lot of videos when I'm talking about routines and giving you tips for them. And I've mentioned many times, if you're working outside of the house, if you're leaving the home to go and work, probably your evening routine is the one that you really have to take extra care with, because that's going to set you up for a good day tomorrow. Because usually when we're working outside of the home, we get up in the morning and things have got to go fast, and we naturally get things done. If you're working inside the home, if you are a carer, if you have children, if you are at home with the kids, your morning routine is going to be the one that really needs your attention, because that's what's going to kickstart your day and get you up and moving. Oh, and maybe I should just give you a few ideas of what is in my routine now. For my morning routine, the main thing for me is to get dressed to shoes. I am not productive unless I am dressed for the day. So that's the number one thing for me. However I feel, get into my clothes and I'm ready to go. Second thing that I absolutely must do every day is make my bed. It just gives me that feeling of accomplishment, and it's really nice at the end of the day when the bedroom looks nice and I feel that I can relax. And the third thing for my morning routine is checking my diary to know what's for dinner this evening, because I'm postmenopausal, I'm 55 years old, and even if I make my menu, I can't remember from one day to the next what's for dinner. I know I've planned it, which is great, and I just have to check that. And just with those 3 things, that gets my day off on a good start. And you'll notice I don't have things like zone cleaning on my list or decluttering. That will happen if I get the other essentials done, my essentials. Your essentials may be very different from mine. And I'll just go through my evening essentials, making sure that I've got my outfit ready for tomorrow. That's an absolute must. Usually I look at my outfit when I'm putting away the day's laundry, but if I haven't done it, it's one of the things that I absolutely must do in the evening. And my evening routine is not a before bed routine. That's another little tip for you. Do not. I know in Flylady she calls it before bed routine. I call it evening routine. Do not do these things just before you go to bed because you're going to be too tired. Anyway, my one is making sure that I've got my outfit for the next day. Of course, making sure that the kitchen is closed after we have dinner, putting out my fresh tea towel and hand towel, setting up the coffee for the morning. That's absolutely essential for me because, and even if I'm not feeling like it, I just get on and I do it, because then I can enjoy the rest of my evening guilt-free. I'm all set up. And the last essential for me is before hubby and I head to bed, take a quick look in the living room and make sure everything is picked up and put away, doing a poopa, P-U-P-A, pick up and put away. That way when I come downstairs in the morning, there's nothing out of place and I'm ready to get started. Back to our list. So you've got your routine, whether that is morning, afternoon or evening. You've got your start time, you've got your estimated finish time. Okay, don't worry too much about it. And the why. So that if we veer off course, we go, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Because we know it's going to set us up for a good day tomorrow. You've picked 3 things that really make a difference for you. And then here's the kicker, here's the best part. How do you feel once you've actually gone through your routine? And we talked about this, taking our temperature, when I did the reset week a couple of weeks ago. And I know a lot of you had a light bulb moment about following through on things, how good it feels to follow through, and what a mood lifter it can be, and it's really good motivation. So once you've done your things, I want you to, at a scale of 10, where 1 is you're not feeling good, you've got that horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach, or 10, you are rah, can't get your arms down, you're excited about things. Have a look at that, because I guarantee you, back me up on this here, those of you who have already done it, I guarantee you that even on the days when you're not feeling like it, and those are the days when we really need to do it most. Once you've gone through the list, you say, okay, I've got the start time, I've got my timer, get going with my timer. Well, once we've actually checked off these 3 things, remember it's just 3, you'll see what a difference it makes to you. And I love to celebrate your successes, so have a go with this and comment the next couple of days so I can give you a little rah. I love to celebrate your successes. And I've got plenty more tips on my Flylady refresher course about adding hygge to your routines, whether it's summer or winter. My routines look slightly different depending on the season. Adding the things that you want to get done onto something that you're already doing. After you've brushed your teeth, maybe you spend 5 minutes working on your journal or reading a few pages of your book. As soon as you come home from walking the dog in the morning, that you immediately change into your clothes for the day. Anyway, I won't overwhelm you with all the tips today. The main thing is that we make up this little list, that we focus, and remember, when you lose focus, you come back to your list. Just concentrate on the 3 things that are going to make a difference to you. Leave a comment and I'll give you a rah. So anyway, I'm going to get on with my day. My morning routine is done. All I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the Danish hygge be with you. Oh, and I think my tea has gone cold. I'll see you later in the week with a rah. Okay, bye for now.